humanity's two greatest systems. But as the contest for ascendancy came to its end, stubborn nationalist tendencies and religious intolerance arose, phoenix-like, between renewed brutality and sordid echoes from the past. When efforts to restore order and reason against them failed, people felt compelled to return to their gilded cage. A society without competition, hence minus development. Stagnation is a consequence of stability. Even so, technology succeeded where religion and ideologies had failed. The immutable issue of ownership and the fair distribution of limited resources was resolved de facto as a direct consequence of the drastic rollback of economic activity. Somewhat ironically, the notion of the simple reproduction society utopia was thus realized, back to back with the advent of a second Middle Age with fixed production activity. If anything were to threaten the continuity of this Pax Technologica, it could only be the irrational desires of those very people who drank up its benefits. To abate hunger, to circumvent disease, to avoid all and sundry natural calamities, or to reproduce with the sole task of leaving a descendant, these primary necessities remained unfulfilling. Humanity searched for meaning and purpose within the bounds of its own existence and creative output. Consequentially, rather than intentionally, people confided in their imagination all the desires they could not themselves apply in reality, and that choice was made all the easier by the introduction of an innovative form of technology. Avalon, conceived as a military RPG combat simulator. This particular game incorporated top-of-the-line advances in cerebrophysiology, making the environment open to spontaneous brainstorm-style play, while hardly alone in a multitude of possibilities available to the social strata, is perfectly adapted to the human desires of those who inhabited the stagnating world. Players needed not to rely on basic acoustic or visual perceptions, since they could instead directly input all of themselves into the game environment via low-frequency wave simulation of the cerebral cortex. Combat could be set within the context of a program game scenario, and the player's passion injected into operative avatars that enacted their expectations and actions, the rewards coming to those worthy thanks to an impartial evaluation system. A limited number of basic rules ensured that chances were to be spread evenly, and unlike the real world, outcomes could be repeatedly challenged. No wonder then that people got hooked on the game. Avalon immediately besotted gaming aficionados around the globe, including a growing number of illegal groups called parties. There was, however, a controversial aspect to this game, in that it proposed a world full of destruction, mass murder, betrayal, and self-serving cynicism. So everybody had to face the truth, the unrestrained yearning for an answer to the meaning and purpose of it all. The essence of humanity most people were looking for found solace in this violent struggle. Avalon also gave birth to the Nine Sisters, legendary programmers endeavoring to broaden the playing field to incorporate new trial arenas, a world inhabited by solitary hunters that wandered these artificial steppes in search of prey, a world people called